Hello, my name's Toby. Welcome to the Friday vlog. I'm here in Scunthorpe, and this time next year we'll be doing our annual members meeting and our fun day in North Links after an absolutely rollicking success on Saturday. 3,500 people from among our teams, partners and our communities coming together to celebrate and think about all that we do together, to learn together, so most importantly to have fun together, and of course to launch our various documents. Rather than me talk about it, here's a little sneak peek video that someone else recorded. It gives you just a little bit of insight into who was in the stocks and how it went. Cheers. So after that brief interlude, I raised 65 quid, I think, for homeless charities in Rotherham. I just really wanted to thank everybody who was involved in putting that together. What a fantastic day, what a fantastic symbol of the strategy, the promises and all that Ardash is. You know, there's been some other big moments in the week just gone. We had our first Trust People Council, chaired by Dave Valance, our vice chair, and you'll remember that brings together our staff network, leads our trade union colleagues, other representative groups in the organisation to speak directly to the board. We had a really great conversation about the kind of culture that Ardash has at its best and the kind of culture we need to deliver our strategy, our promises and many other things. So it was a really uplifting experience, but it had an edge to it, you know. Colleagues spoke, Tinashe spoke and others to the underlying experiences of racism in our communities, in our organisation. And it must be important that we use a body like the Trust People Council to make sure that our feet are held to the fire to do the things that can make a difference in that space. And then just this week we've had our board meeting, Graham Tosh's last board meeting, and we'll be recruiting to Graham's replacement at the beginning of September. But a board meeting that was specially organised to bring together all the work we're doing on education and on learning. So we heard about Ardash Learn, about the learning half days, dates again on the screen. I bet by now you are ready. We had, I think, a wonderful conversation about all the work we do to support over 300 placements in our organisation, and asked ourselves the question, how could we do more whilst retaining the quality of those placements, but also how do we encourage young people and others from inside of our communities to be the ones that take up those placements. We try and best reflect the communities that we live in and we work in. And we spent time on learning from death. Shout out to Mel, to Kim and to Becky for all the work that they do to analyse the over 500 deaths in our care, and particularly the 60 or 70 that are subject to structured judgment reviews. A really important role of the board, as I'm sure Kath's film will talk about, is to make sure that we have oversight of what we can learn from deaths that happen in our care. So it's really important for colleagues to understand the board isn't just focused on the service we provide or even the people that we employ, but we're equally focused on research, equally focused on education. There's a three-part mission there, and it's really important that this organisation embodies that. And then we had our Charitable trustees meeting. You can hear a lot more about the 5 missions associated with the launch of Hearts and Minds, the new trust charity, as we go through the next few months. So I won't spoil the picture of other colleagues who are going to talk about that, but I'm really excited about what we can do as a charity, because remember, when we were having that fun day in the sunshine of Rotherham, Nothing's Better step up to that next July, we were speaking about Ardash as a trust in the NHS, but also as a CIC and as a charity. That 3-part identity is really important to me. It's really important, I think, to us working in partnership. We work so much with the voluntary sector. It must be right to recognise our own, as it were, charitable contribution to the communities in which we work. Thanks ever so much for listening to this film as we move towards the end of July. By the way, if you haven't seen Selena's film from last week, after you've watched this, watch hers, and there'll be more voices of Ardash while I'm away in the early part of August. Cheers.